Well, welcome everyone to Unleash Your Free Spirit. And my name is Judy Feldhausen. I am so happy to be here today. And I am joined with my co host, Ginny Jolly of the Be Jolly Foundation, which we talked a little bit about previously. But we are really here to help others really see that there are possibilities in business and personal life that when you overcome them, you not only succeed, but you learn from the events that happened. And I am extremely happy today to introduce Debra Mathias. And Debra Mathias is amazing person. When I first met her, read her bio, and really learned about who she was, I was just so enthralled with what she's gone through, what she's accomplished, who she was that made her who she is today. Now, this lady was a race car driver for 13 years. Uh, just that fascinates me, absolutely fascinates me. And not only was she a race car driver, but she also is a survivor of breast cancer. And that had to be such a difficult journey. I know, Debra, it made you so strong, so resilient. Um, and besides that, she is such a successful business person. This lady is in the top 50, recognized as one of the top 50 trainers on LinkedIn. That is amazing. She knows so much about LinkedIn, how to create a profile, how to engage people, how to post, a little bit of everything. But today we are really going to learn about Debra and her journey and really who she is and who she's becoming. So welcome, Debra.
Thank you so much, Judy. I appreciate the opportunity and Jenny to be in front of everyone. Um, I'd like to start by saying courage and strength come from within. I had an incident on track in 2003, the last race of the season. My husband and I had just gotten um, our license to race that year. And it was the last race of the season, and I'm going through a hairpin turn. And as I look up in my rearview mirror, I think, this guy's going to tag me in the back. And I no more thought that than he drilled me. I did a 360. When I did the 360, the Hans and the 5-point harness, they did their job. I didn't move. So now I'm upset. Now I'm like, okay, it's on now. So I race, I catch the guy, I pass him. I actually finished 10 out of 40 drivers that race. And when I got back to the paddock, I undid my 5-point harness and I felt a sharp pain in my left side. And I thought nobody could tell me that it was anything other than I'd cracked a rib because of how tight the belts grabbed me. 2 mammograms later, still, they couldn't find out what it was. I found it myself and requested a mammogram. Requested an ultrasound and literally took the wand and put it on the spot. And I go, there it is. It was 2 inches up from my top rib and 2 inches in. And it would have been stage 4 before it broke the plane of a mammogram. So I'm here today because I chose not to listen to people that told me there was something wrong. And when I made the examination myself with these hands and I felt something, that's when I asked for the ultrasound. 33 radiations and 4 chemos. I'm a 20-year breast cancer survivor. But my one passion is connecting others. My motto for my company is, my passion is connecting others to do great things. whether it's in person or online. Being an entrepreneur or working for a company, we all need to have relationships with people. And that is my true passion. I am the host of LinkedIn Local Raleigh Triangle, and we are going into our 25th event on October 24th at the NC State McKimmon Center. I've already signed the contracts for next year. Will be March 13th and October 23rd next year. My passion is to fill the room at NC State that holds 1,000 people. We had 217 at our last event in March. We're shooting for 300 in October. Why? Because I truly believe in the pay it forward method. It works. My whole being and what the principles that I live on are to pay it forward, because if you do, it comes back tenfold. And that's why at each of my events, I have a nonprofit and we give a portion of the proceeds back to that nonprofit. It's not much because I don't make that much on this event. I started out, the first 4 events I did were free, but I order food for 150 and 50 show up, then I'm out the money. So that's why I now charge. I live each day, and this has been the way that I have operated since I was 43 years old and had breast cancer. I live every day as it were my last. When I'm in the grocery line and I see somebody being rude to somebody, my first thought is, you don't know what that person's going through. And I try to put myself in everybody's position that might not be positive, that might, have an axe to grind or whatever it is. Maybe they've had a rough day. They could have just gotten a divorce. Nobody knows. But the one thing that I do know about business is if you become a resource for others, you will never lack in business. I have people reaching out to me all the time going, do you know a good roofer, a good attorney, a good CPA, a good lawn care service? When I came to the Triangle in 2016, I had 100 connections. And it was my goal as I brought my business to the Triangle to be on the board. I joined the Apex Chamber. I was on the board for 3 years. It was also my goal to build the Triangle's largest networking event 2 to 3 times a year. And we've succeeded in doing that. We have the world's largest LinkedIn local right here in the Triangle. So my passion is to put as many people in a room, to train as many people on LinkedIn to use this incredible, thank you, Jean, social media tool to promote their business, to brand themselves. When I got on LinkedIn in 2009, I didn't know what I was doing. I just was connecting. I took my sales process and turned it into virtual in 2009. I took my 100 top prospects and my 100 top clients, and I just started connecting. And through that, I built relationships that have lasted me for, wow, 15, 20 years. That's what means something to me, is building relationships with people so that when I need that service, I can call on that person. When I need seats, when someone in my network needs something, I can provide that for them. And it all goes back to 2003 on that track that day, because it changed my life. When you stare death in the eye and it looks back at you, it changes your life forever. And the one thing that I say to my clients, I've been told, my husband says that I'm more of a psychiatrist than a LinkedIn trainer, because lifting up people who have been out of work, people who are just starting a business, people who are in business development, CFOs, CEOs, it doesn't matter. Everybody has a story to tell. And my passion is making sure that that story gets told so that others can see their light. Because I don't know how many of you believe this or not, but it's true because I've been in LinkedIn training now going on 15 years. People do not want to promote themselves. We're not good promoters of ourselves. We sit back and we go, well, I don't know if I want to put that on a social media. What? Stand up and be you. Be your authentic self. Don't be afraid, because when we're truly ourselves and we allow ourselves to forgive, respect, and care for our fellow humans, there is nothing, no politics, no religion, no race, no color, no nothing. It is humans being human and loving each other and helping each other in any way that we can. And that's how I've lived my life since 2003, was to be a servant to others and lift them above me.
Wow.
And that's pretty
I
much.
was
Oh,
taking
there was
notes.
one thing I'd like, thank you. There's one thing I would like to, when I do retire, I'm going to travel the world and play with puppies. That's all I want to do. I had somebody ask me the other day, well, when are you going to retire? I go, I don't know, but when I do, I'm going to travel and play with puppies. They went, okay. What about LinkedIn? I go, I'll put retired LinkedIn trainer and coach, plays with puppies and travel.
Debra, I often say that word is not in my vocabulary anymore, connect in clients, but I love whenever, you are on your move to see the world and play with the puppies. I think I can be your partner there too. I have 3 puppies at home right now, and I love to travel. And fortunately, with God's grace, I have traveled a lot. But I always am intrigued by new places, new people, new cuisines, new landscape. Everything is gorgeous if you
No,
learn to look at that with the eye of a child, and
right.
keep on having fun, keep on having fun. So wow, really paid forward method. I said, now I know the reason why she's so successful. I know why her events are the most popular and why people like to come, and how she's able to attract more people is because she's being herself, authentic self, and she's a serf. She really likes to give back, do for
Mhm.
others, connect others, and that's the golden rule of any successful entrepreneur, and I often say a successful human being. If you are true to yourself and you learn how to serve others, and really, I loved hearing.
Well, the
Every
first
day
step
could be your
is to
last day.
take
Every
a,
breath could be your last breath. So treat
well,
this
I'd like to
this
share
moment.
one other thing. It's when you look in the mirror. This is what I tell my clients. When you look in the mirror, do you like what's looking back at you? Because if you can't look yourself, and some people can do it, I've met them. I've met evil. I've seen people that can look in the mirror and it doesn't even faze them, the things they've done in life. But I also believe in karma. But for me, that's what I try and impart to everybody. When you look in the mirror, you need to know who that person is. And if there's something you don't like about that person, change it, because nobody else is going to do it for you.
Mm.
We
So
have the
Love it.
power right here. We're the smartest creature on the planet, supposedly, except for AI, and that does scare me, and we won't even go there because that hurts my brain. Yes, I use it. I use LinkedIn. I'm an innovator of LinkedIn, but AI scares me to a degree. Do I use it? Absolutely. It's like Jean said, we've got to. We have to. You either accept it or, you know, there you go.
I love
I'm
Absolutely.
what
working
you
on
So
said.
we
making
open
good in
the
the world with
floor
God
right
in my
now to
mind.
our community. Deborah, really, no words can express my gratitude for your wisdom. And it shows, you live by your words, you practice what you preach, And that shows, because every time you're authentic and it comes from heart, your story has meaning and it has traction. It has meaning and it has traction, because, and that I can see, you have moved. So please, my friends, we are a small group today. Open your mics, ask any questions from Debra. You have the internationally renowned LinkedIn expert, and you know why. You know why she does. Uh, Ask any questions if you want to. Please open your mics. This is your time to interact with Debra.
Judy, did I send you the free LinkedIn tips?
You were going to, I never
I
saw.
don't know if I did or not. Let me see if I can. I'm not used to doing this, like being a participant. I'm used to, I did a lot of it in 2020, and then it just, I do a lot of stuff, but it's usually me doing the Zoom. I'm going to see if I can't do this, and I'm going to put it in the chat.
That would be great. And I really so align with what you're saying, Debra, about becoming a resource. And it's a good feeling to know that people rely on you, right? But it's even a better feeling to be able to help someone solve an issue that they have and see the gratitude they have and the success that they have when you've helped them either connect with a person or connect with a resource, like
Right.
your tips. It's absolutely phenomenal.
Now I have lost.
We have two people who have raised their hands. Let's give a chance to Mark first. Mark, go ahead, my friend. You have what do you have to ask? Please go ahead.
There we go.
Thank you. Thank you. Debra, first of all, thank you for sharing your story. It was really inspirational, and I'm amazed what you do and what you've accomplished. Something that resonated with me when you said about being your authentic self. Would you say that includes, among other things, knowing the situations to avoid and the situations to jump on, depending on how they resonate with you and being your authentic self? And then maybe avoiding situations that might be tempting in terms of money or opportunity, yet may not feel right for you? Am I making sense, or?
Oh, you made perfect sense. And the way I'd like to start my answer to that is there are only two kinds of people in this world, good and evil, period. And yes, I have made my money and my success by listening to that voice, by following that intuition, because I've been presented with things that had dollar signs galore, but it just didn't feel right. I was asked to speak out in Arizona in 2022. They were going to pay for my flight, the room, the 3-day conference, the whole 9 yards, and it was big ticket. But something didn't feel right about it. And turns out the conference wasn't run well. The speakers didn't get their money that they were promised. You know what I'm saying? So yes, use what God gives you. And that is that innate knowing of, this situation seems so good, but there's that feeling in the pit of your stomach that says, don't do that. You'll be sorry. And that's so true. I mean, every time I don't listen to that voice, something messes up. I made a big mistake this year. Huge. Lost followers, lost friends. But I won't ever make that mistake again because I didn't listen to that little voice that said, you need to say no.